tariffs, the tariffs you've been hearing about tariffs.
But why is Trump so hell-bent on inflicting what has, until now, seemed like a world full of pain on global stock markets? It's simple. He's trying to raise revenue, bring trade into balance, and at the same time bring countries to heal. And the ideological push for tariffs is coming from deep within Trump's own inner circle.
The root of the economic imbalances lies in persistent dollar overvaluation that prevents the balancing of international trade, and this overvaluation is driven by inelastic demand for reserve assets. As global GDP grows, it becomes increasingly burdensome for the United States to finance the provision of reserve assets and the defense umbrella, as the manufacturing and tradable sectors bear the brunt of the costs.
Essentially, what he's summing up here is the Triffin dilemma, described in the 60s. This is the tension between a reserve country's short-term domestic policy goals and the longer-term stability of the international monetary system. Since the Bretton Woods Conference in 1944, the US dollar has been the international reserve currency. That's allowed the country to borrow at lower costs and sell bonds to raise capital freely for the last 80 years. It also means Washington has been able to impose painful financial sanctions on other countries. Trump may say he has an issue with other countries looking to ditch the almighty dollar.
If they want to play games with the dollar, then they're going to be hit with a 100% tariff the day they mention that they want to do it. And they will come back and say, we beg you not to do this. Bricks is dead since I mentioned that.
He wants the best of both worlds, but in reality, he cannot have his cake and eat it. Economics itself dictates that the US cannot become the hub of manufacturing that Trump wants it to be again if the dollar remains strong, simply because exports are too expensive. If this were a game of chess, Trump has been put into a Zugzwang situation. He has to make a move, but any move is going to precipitate a weaker hand. And this is the real dilemma. For the longest time, the US has kept to the same playbook: sell debt to raise money and penalize countries that it doesn't see eye to eye with. Around the Second World War, American power was seemingly at its peak. It was the largest manufacturing nation in the world. But how time has changed. Now that title is held by China. And while the US is still number 2, the industrial gap between these two countries is chasm.